You're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I'm Shekhar Gupta at Hyderabad's Mecca Masjid with this magnificent Charminar as a backdrop. And my guest this week, well, you could describe him as the man who rules this empire. But he rules it with the power of tradition, but more importantly, votes.
Thank you, sir.
Asaduddin
Thank you, sir.
Owaisi,
Thank you.
welcome to Walk the Talk.
Thank you, sir.
In that long introduction, I did not use the word controversial.
Yes, sir.
How often are you introduced without the use of that word?
I think this is the first time which is happening that I'm not being introduced with all the controversies which erupted in 2012. And so, yeah.
But was those controversies justified, fair, unfair?
Now, whether they were fair or unfair, sir, I feel the courts of law will decide based on the evidence which is there. But anyway,
This is 2012 was a hate speech case against your brother.
exactly, yes. So hopefully, we hope that the courts will do justice, and then we can. But we have moved ahead from all those controversies, and we are trying our utmost best to put forward the good work which we are doing. But unfortunately, that doesn't get highlighted.
No, in fact, you showed me around quite a bit of it. Your hospitals, your colleges, lots of other charities.
Yes.
So there's a lot of that also. But don't you then regret the fact that that one act of indiscretion? I know that your answer is it's sub judice, so that's why I'm not saying illegal. One act of indiscretion has cost you this image. Now nobody remembers all the good stuff you've done.
But end of the day, sir, the people who vote for us, that thing has not really swayed their exercise of vote in our favor, because they still see for all the positive things which we are doing and which we have done, and hopefully that will continue to be the.
No, in fact, there could be an opposite argument that those statements actually helped you with your vote banks.
I don't think so, sir. I don't think so. That really helped, because in this day and age, such sort of controversies do not really help you at elections. Because at elections, what really counts is the candidate's accessibility and the work, good or bad, which he has done, and also how strong or weak the opposition is. So that has really not helped us in any way politically in vote consolidation.
Tell me one thing, Asad bhai. Do you regret that controversy? Would you rather that this had not happened? I'm being very careful.
No one in the world would like any controversies to happen. But now we have to face it, and I'm hopefully, inshallah, the courts will decide.
But Akbar's your younger brother. So
Yes.
there's also a court at home. And you're a traditional family.
Yes.
So older brother is in loco parento and father's gone.
Yes.
So do you call him inside and say, "Arey bhai, kyon kiya?"
We
Legal ho ya illegal ho, alag baat hai.
No, but me and Akbar, there's only 1 year difference between us. We have a lot of discussions. We decide, sit down and decide. And yes, we have to now look forward. So, but in the last Maharashtra elections, or even in fact the last Assembly and Parliament elections, Akbar is a star orator of us, and no one can, since 2012, not a single controversy is there in his speeches or anything which is there.
He's been careful.
He has always been careful, but especially in last Assembly and Parliament elections in Telangana and then in Maharashtra elections.
Because you are very careful.
Yes, I think so. In this day and age, when you have social media, Twitter, Facebook, God knows what is there, you have to be extremely careful.
So is there a lesson learned from 2012?
Of course, every controversy and everything is, I believe that I will always be a student of life till I am put in a grave. So yes, we have to learn and go forward and ensure that we don't commit or do any such things.
Those are good lessons.
Oh yes, we have learned.
So what was the circumstance or set of circumstances in 2012 that led to that angry outburst?
2012 was we withdrew our support to the Kiran Kumar Reddy government.
Right.
Because before that they had taken out of confidence, and the Congress MLAs had either went with TRS or went with Jagan. So we had supported Kiran Kumar Reddy government. But because of a lot of communal incidents and violence that took place in Andhra Pradesh, the then Andhra Pradesh, we withdrew our support because the government was not serious in protecting the life and ensuring that these incidents are stopped. Now immediately after that, we withdrew support for UP as well. So these were the background things which happened at that time.
So the mood was angry.
Not the mood, I mean the general thing was that the Kiran Kumar Reddy government was not performing in terms of governance, in terms of especially the right-wing forces were very active. A lot of incidents took place.
When you say right-wing forces, you mean right-wing Hindu forces?
Yeah, right-wing Sangh Parivar forces led by the Sangh Parivar and their organizations. And each and everything was being made into a huge, incidents were happening day in, day out. And so especially in rural areas of Andhra Pradesh.
But you know, Asad, you are a right-wing Muslim force, aren't you?
Sir, I believe in India's diversity and in parliamentary democracy. Yes, we espouse the cause of the Muslim community and we are proud of it. And the reason we do that is that it's the biggest minority of this country, and they need to be empowered socially, educationally and politically. But if that is branded as right-wing, well, I can't say much about it.
No, so let me raise an intellectual point. Why can't members of the Hindu right wing, also have the same views, that we represent the Hindu community, but at the same time we believe in the diversity of India? And
so the difference is that the opposite group which you have just mentioned, they want to make India as a Hindu Rashtra. And I am saying that I don't want anything but the constitution to be implemented in its toto. So they come with this grandiose idea of making India a Hindu Rashtra, of ensuring that.
But they cannot, because there is the reality of the constitution.
No, exactly. But in their ideology, in their documents, in their leaders, what they have written and what they're still saying. Take the recent statement of the RSS head, that India would become a Hindu Rashtra, and within 5 years will construct Ram Mandir. So these are the core differences between what I do and what they do.
But if they say, we will construct Ram Mandir, you also want to rebuild the mosque?
We are saying whatever the Supreme Court, because that is the last court of appeal in our Indian legal system. So if the Supreme Court gives a judgment, then of course as an Indian we have to abide by it, because after that there is no appeal at all.
There is no appeal.
So we'll have to wait for Supreme Court to decide.
But is there a political settlement possible between the two communities, between the leaders of the... On Babri Masjid?
No, I don't think so, sir. I don't think so. That is impossible, and the best thing is that Supreme Court to decide. Legally it has to be decided because it is a title dispute.
Right.
And the title has to be decided by the Supreme Court. And I'm sure that faith would not be in question over there. It is basically to do with title, and the Supreme Court will decide.
Like a property dispute.
Exactly.
Well, we are, I think, passing almost exactly from the spot where the big blast took place.
Oh yes, sir. Very unfortunate. Many people died over here on Friday prayers. In fact, it was the exact place over here.
Right here, yes.
And people were
I think on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th slab.
Yes, the 6th and the 7th slab.
Right.
And the funny thing is that slab was very much famous, that anyone who comes to Hyderabad and sits over there, there was an assumption, people believe that he will never leave Hyderabad.
Oh, I see.
And that was gone in the blast. And that was the slab where tourists used to come and sit there and take photographs. And that was the saying that anyone who sits on that slab would never leave Hyderabad. So people who hated Hyderabad have destroyed that slab by killing many innocent people at that time.
And that had a strong emotional aftermath, particularly in the old city.
Yes, that had, because not only the blast, but immediately our people who were coming out, they were fired upon by the police.
Right.
So 6, 7 people died in that firing also. And it was a great testing time for all of us. And We had to control, pacify the huge emotions at that time, and ensure that it turns into a communal riot. But and I'm very grateful to the people of my constituency. They didn't allow that to happen, and we remained focused towards an act which was done by terrorists of that time.
But were you surprised by who the suspects turned out to be?
No,
because they were not the usual suspects.
Exactly. But immediately after Mecca Masjid blast and before that the Lumbini blast,
right.
Many of the Muslim youths were picked up. Some 80, 70 youths were picked up. They were tortured, kept in illegal confinement, and the media went to the town saying that these are all Bangladeshi-sponsored, Pakistani, Lashkar, Taiba, God knows what names were given by all journalists who are embedded with the IB. But later on, when the NIA started its investigation, it came to know that it is the right-wing Hindu forces who were responsible, or who alleged to be responsible in this act.
And many were arrested. Continued to be arrested.
Yes.
So you use a very interesting expression, and I will not sort of hide behind the excuse of time to protect myself or my community.
Yeah.
What is journalists embedded with IB? I can't let you get away with not elaborating on that.
No,
it's an insinuation.
No, it's not an insinuation, but it's a fact that there are many journalists who write about whenever bomb blast takes place. Immediately you have stories from such journalists saying that, oh, this was done by this group, that group. But I feel that these journalists should also be called by the courts of law and ask them, what is your source of story? How did you write this? And because of their stories and the electronic media carrying them, the local police was under pressure that, okay, here there is something, because this journalist, embedded journalist, is based in Delhi and he's writing this. So the pressure was so much, and then people, by reading in newspapers, believe that the whole Muslim community have done it. And, political party is sponsoring them or has connived with them. So, unfortunately, there is no accountability.
I think you're almost getting close to identifying the journalist, because you said Delhi, you said he, so I will not go further than that. Yeah. Because he's not available, he's not here to defend himself. So, what do you tell your community when such a thing happens?
Sir, it's not easy to pacify the emotions of the people, because when people have lost their loved ones in bomb blasts and firing, but surprisingly that within 12 hours, all those people who were killed, they were all buried, and not a single communal incident took place in Hyderabad. And this is a great maturity which has been shown by people of Hyderabad. We have faced 3 bomb blasts, Mecca Masjid, Lumbini, and then also recently in Dilsukh Nagar.
Right.
So I think there is a great realization by the masses that this is not, on this point we cannot allow this Hindu-Muslim divide to get divided further, because this is an act done by terrorists who do not believe in any religion.
But doesn't your politics also divide Hindus and Muslims?
No, sir, we don't. And in my party, there are a lot of non-Muslim corporators from Dalit community. And I am not against Hindu religion at all. We are not against any religion at all. We are saying that our democracy is a participative democracy. And whether it's Lok Sabha or the Assembly, it should reflect the diversity. It should be a representative democracy. And for that, the Muslim community must have their representation, so that the fruits of development are shared.
What worked for you in Maharashtra?
What really worked for us was, we were working there from last 3 years, and the misgovernance and corruption of Congress party. People should not be surprised, and that we have won. We have only 2 seats. What one should understand, that when there is an aspirational India, when one talks about aspirational India, what about the Muslim community? These youths also have aspiration, their ambition, that they want to become MLAs, they want to become big in their life. And that is what really happened in Maharashtra, because the Congress party was stuck with their chamchagiri culture, and they believe that their coterie would represent the community. They have no relevance, no connection at the ground level whatsoever. And that is what really helped us in Maharashtra.
And Muslims in Maharashtra were feeling alienated from Congress and NCP.
No, I can challenge any senior Congress leader to come with me and let us go to some places and see for yourself what you have done in the last 15 years. You have destroyed, weakened the Muslim community over there. Boys who are caught in terrorist cases are languishing for 8 years. Not a single witness is heard. Malegaon blast, no one knows who did it, Abhinav Bharat or the local Muslims of Malegaon. Development activities have failed, employment has gone down, everything, and nothing is happening over there, and then they still blame me. I mean, instead of doing introspection and seeing what are the real reasons which contributed to your people not having faith in you, you point a finger at me and then say, oh, because of his divisive speeches. But where are the speeches? Neither can they show that.
But Asad, I will tell you the reason for that insecurity. I'm not justifying it, but the reason is that so far in India, the leaders of Muslim community have all been Hindus.
Exactly.
They've been the Gandhi family, Mulayam Singh Yadav, Lalu Yadav, Mamata Banerjee, Sharad Pawar. So when India sees a Muslim rise as a leader of Muslims, it spreads insecurity.
No, sir,
because India goes back to the Jinnah syndrome.
Not at all. My forefathers did not go to Pakistan. Why? Because they said, no, this is the land of Khaja Gharib Nawaz.
Right.
The place we are standing, this is our forefathers will not leave. So, why do you view that? But my counter question to them is, in the Constituent Assembly, it was none other than Sardar Patel and Pandit Nehru who said, have faith in the majority community. Right. We are building one nation. And in fact, Nehru said, this is an act of faith. Where has all that gone? I am too small a person to even question these stalwarts, but this is what they have been quoted to have said in the Constituent Assembly when H.C. Mukherjee moved that resolution in the Minority Subcommittee. So where is that faith? Where is that feeling of oneness? It is not there. It is you who have failed. I have not failed. What I am saying is that parliamentary democracy will be strengthened if Muslim representation increases. And I have nothing to do with Jinnah.
Right.
I have why?
Except you went to Lincoln's Inn.
But many Indian lawyers and judges also have gone to Lincoln's Inn.
Right. And I think you are a much more sort of practicing Muslim than Jinnah.
Oh yes, Mr. Jinnah, with due respect to him, yes. Yeah, so Jinnah Qaid-e-Azam was a different man, yes.